Friday evening in the French capital, Roland-Garros awash with tennis as singles and doubles matches continue as we head towards the end of week one. You are watching live at Roland-Garros. It's a pleasure once again to have your company, and here for you is what's coming up on tonight's show. Dominic team books his spot in week two. Simona Halep gets Roland-Garros revenge in round 3. And the Italians make their presence felt in Paris. You can join us nightly from 7 o'clock, and you can find Live at Roland-Garros across all the official Roland-Garros social media channels. I'm very happy to say that I am joined once again by Daniela Hanzikova and Fabrice Santoro. Before I speak to my guests, we are going to head straight to Susan Longlen, where Eli is waiting for us, and a big, big upset, Eli, on the cards and quite possibly about to happen.
Yeah, crazy times here on Court Susan Longlen. In fact, there are a lot of people here. Everybody, this is the place to be. It is 15-love for Hugo Gaston against Stan Wawrinka in the 5th set, and he is up 5-0. You heard it right. He's up 5-0 against Stan Wawrinka. Hugo Gaston, number 270 in the world. He's a wild card coming into this tournament. He beat Maxime Janvier in the first round, Nishioka in the second round, and now he's facing Stan Wawrinka. Crazy times. It's 15-all here in Court Susan Longlen, and it's an electrifying moment. Here we go, 30-15, 2 points away from a huge upset, Gigi. It's going to happen instantly.
And Eli, this was a match that was interrupted by the weather, which has happened a few times today, but particularly for this match.
Yeah, match started out, Vavrinka the first set, then Gaston equalized the 1-set-all, and at 2-2 in the third, it was stopped by the rain for about, I think, 2.5 hours or so. It came back on court at around 4:30-ish, and it's been going 3 hours and 9.
Oh. I think the whispering Eli's just had to whisper a little bit too much because of the point of the match we were at. But we will head back there if match point happens. Daniela, that would be an enormous shock. We've all been talking about, oh, Dominic team will face Stan Wawrinka. It doesn't look like that's going to happen.
No, it doesn't. And what a great match from Hugo. He's been playing incredibly, and especially when you get interrupted by the rain, it's never easy mentally to keep it together when you're playing someone like Stan, because obviously there's a lot of tension, a lot of emotions being able to beat someone like him. So well done, and let's see if he can finish it.
Fabrice, in the first set, I was commentating on it. It looks so easy for Stan Wawrinka. He looks so good. It looks so clean. And to see this turnaround, all credit to Gaston.
Yeah, I'm very impressed by the Gaston performance, of course. And I was not waiting for this scenario. I thought regarding also the condition today, very heavy, humid. Stan will use his power, will use his muscle to make the difference. And Hugo, which is only 172, will have trouble to make some winners. But he's very smart. He's mixing up a lot of drop shots.
And he's won. He has won 6-0.
Oh, that's amazing.
In the 5th set. That is, I mean, Fabrice, that's absolutely incredible for Hugo Gaston.
That's clearly the big upset of the first week.
Listen to the noise. 1,000 ticket holders, an enormous amount of them. They're having to split themselves, Eli, between Rafa Nadal on Philippe Chatrier and Hugo Gaston on Susan Longlen. But what a moment. And you were right beside him when that moment happened.
Yeah, Gigi, nobody's splitting. Everybody is here, I can tell you. Listen to this. This is Roland-Garros. This is what they came for. Late night win. The sky is actually bluish. And Hugo Gaston, the performance of his life, beating Stan Wawrinka, who's leaving the court as we speak. He can't even believe it himself. What's amazing with this guy, and you guys can probably talk about it amongst yourselves, but how calm until the last minute, even once he won. Never gets excited, it's amazing. Amazing willpower inside to hold it in. Fantastic win.
Fabrice, I'm waiting for the smile from Hugo Gaston, but maybe he's still in a little bit of shock.
Yes, we can see his emotion after the match point, and you know, for matches like this, I'm very happy that the French Tennis Federation fight to get 1,000 people in the stadium, and also the government will say yes, you can. We allowed you to get some people in the stadium, because Of course, it's not full at all, but we can feel the atmosphere like in a few matches during the first week, and it's great to see people around.
I don't know about you guys, but I was getting emotional just hearing that cheer, that crowd, and like you said, Fabrice, this is what we've been waiting for so long, for so many months. And who better than you can talk about what it must feel being a French and feeling the support of the crowd? Must be just incredible.
It's something really magic, Daniela. You know, I was lucky to play 20 times in this tournament with a French flag on my back and people cheering. It doesn't matter if I play well or if I play bad. They were always supporting me, and those moments are clearly very magic during a career.
I mean, absolutely incredible. And your moment of the day actually involves another French player, but it was the turn of Caroline Garcia, who was able to come through on Philippe Chatrier.
Yeah, talking about atmosphere and the crowd being noisy, to me, from women's point, this was where the crowd was most involved, obviously, whenever Caroline steps on the court. And look at that reaction at the net. This is why she's one of the best doubles players in the world as well. And it also shows, how much it has helped her in the singles career. And it's something I think we both agree with Fabrice, that it's such a good addition when you can play a lot of doubles, because it just makes you more complete as a singles players as well. And she's done incredible. And again, to hear the crowd cheering like this, I have to say this has been so far the most noisy day we had in Roland-Garros this year.
Yes, I mean, two big wins for the French crowd. We had many disappointments during the first few days, and it's good to see Caroline and Hugo winning today. And just talking about Caroline's strategy today, she took a lot of risks during the second and third set, and she came to the net and won almost 75% of the points when she went there.
Yeah, I think she came to the net 28 times, so that just shows, how aggressive and how brave she was to do that.
And it's nice to be able to celebrate, because yes, of course you can celebrate with no crowd in there, but you might feel a little bit silly. At least with a few hundred towards 1,000 fans, you can really get out there and show your appreciation.
Yes, and when I interviewed Caroline on center court after the match point, she said to the crowd, it's not a full stadium, and you are making as many noise as when it's full, because it's fantastic to see you around.
Wow, what a day we're having so far. So you've had the match point of Hugo Gaston come live on the show. It's time now to get into our match of the day that involves Dominic Thiem. We were all talking about this being Dominic Thiem against Stan Wawrinka in the fourth round. It's not going to happen. But for his part, Daniele, Dominic Thiem played it perfectly to reach the second week.
Oh, he did. And he had three incredible opponents, actually. When you look at his draw, I don't think anyone has it as difficult as he. And he did not drop a set. And today, to me, was the best performance of the tournament. And it just shows that the more time he's spending on clay, obviously not having too much in between New York and here, he's just getting better and better and becoming more dangerous going into the second week.
And Fabrice, is it your point of the day from this match, would you say? I know you thought it was a very nice one, but where are you putting it in terms of what you've seen today?
I don't know, Gigi, if it's the point of the day, but it's, for me, the shot of the week. Okay. Because it's only one backhand we're going to see, but it's an amazing and very, very powerful backhand from Dominic Thiem. He was playing some great tennis. He was struggling in the first 15-20 minutes, but
struggling
then
with serve a little bit, wasn't he, initially?
He was always in danger on his serve during the first set, but then he played better and better.
Yeah, Casper Ruud, a very tricky opponent. There's such similarities between the game of the two players.
Yes, the only difference was on the backhand side, because Casper Ruud can't do as many things as Dominic. He was playing only a 2-handed backhand cross court, and that's the point. One backhand cross, and now he moves in and boom. It's not an easy shot.
But we were talking about it with Fabrice, that it looked like Dominic was expecting a much shorter shot from Ruud to move in, and it caught him a little bit late, but still unbelievable wrist action to come up with something like that.
How much power you need?
Well, I would say it's more the timing, isn't it? On that shot particularly. And he knows how good I was.
Yeah.
He said it was one of his best matches of 2020. And I know it's a truncated year anyway, but that's a lot of credit and paying respect to his opponent in Casper Ruud.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's shots like that that we just saw a couple seconds ago, why he must have felt incredibly out there and why he thinks it was one of his best performances.
And when Dominic entered the tournament, as we mentioned just before, he said, wow, that's my draw. Silic, Sok, Ruud, Vavrinka. And after 3 matches won, he didn't lose a set. Yep. He didn't spend much time on the court. And in the fourth round, he's going to play Gaston number 270 in the world. Not bad.
It's a 5th consecutive round of 16 at Roland-Garros for Dominic Thiem. And I know we're looking here, but if he wins Roland-Garros, he will be world number 2. That's something else to aim at. He'll be the first person outside of the big 4 to get that since 2005. Still a long way to go, but it's something else for Dominic Thiem to be aiming for in what is turning out to be a fantastic 2020.
I think he has a lot of confidence. He played Rome semis, Hamburg semis, one of the best clay court players this year. And he's a very good attitude from the beginning to the end of the match. So I was trying not to give him chances also in the 3rd set. And I was doing that great because, as I said, he was fighting 100% until the last point. And I was trying to avoid anything close towards to the end.
So Dominic Thiem safely through. We did have the interruption for the rain, but before that came, we got an awful lot of matches completed, including one involving the top seed in Simona Halep. And what a birthday present she was able to give to her coach, Darren Cahill. This was a complete performance. And also, to boot, it was a little bit of revenge, Daniela.
Well, we asked Simo about that, and she didn't look at it as a revenge. She just wanted to get better from the last match they played. And talking about best performances, this is the best match I've seen from Simo in the last couple of weeks and months. I mean, she was so solid, moving incredibly well. I thought better than ever, if that's actually possible. And yes, what a great birthday present for Darren Cahill. And yeah, they're going to have for sure a well-deserved evening. But as she said herself, you know, the job is not finished. It's actually starting in the 2nd week.
Very good match from Simona. You know, when we talk about on the main side, it's tough to know if Djokovic or Nadal is favorite, one or the other. But on the women's side, for me, it's clearly Simona Halep would be the player to beat.
Just the 7 unforced errors from the Romanian. She is now 17 matches unbeaten, and this year she's won titles in Dubai before the lockdown, and then since coming back she has won in Prague and she has won in Rome. It took her 54 minutes. Someone else, Fabrice, who seems to be coming into form is 3rd seed Elina Svitolina. She lost serve 11 times in her first 2 matches, but just once here against a tricky opponent in Alexandrova.
But once again, Elina is fighting. Doesn't matter if she serves well, if she plays well or not. She has a great attitude. She hates to lose, and she has always a great attitude on the court. And most of the time, she's able to find solution.
And also she did so well to stay away from the backhand of Alexandrova, which is obviously the bigger weapon, and she respects her big time. And you could see that today, that she was always very focused on her toes, moved incredibly well as well. And yeah, that was a great win for Svitolina to get through in 2 sets.
Yeah, I think that's important. We talk about the players. They say, do you want to battle? They want to come through cleanly. They want to exert as little energy as possible. It's a long way to go if you're going to be a Grand Slam champion. 7-5, 6-4. It was an hour and 40 minutes. A lot of people talking about Eugenie Bouchard. She had the reciprocal wild card, but the difference was very clear when she came up against Iga Swiatek.
Yeah, she had to play against a very informed player in Swiatek, and it was just a different level of class, I would say. And she was super aggressive right from the start, and really she deserves to be in the 2nd week. We don't really talk about her as much, but she's got such a beautiful timing, not really too much power, but just because she times it so beautifully, she doesn't need it, and she can do pretty much everything out there on the court. So obviously always going to be very dangerous on clay especially.
Yeah, she had a total of 30 winners. She's just 19 years of age. Now to Caroline Garcia against Elise Mertens. This was a cracking match. We've had it as our moment of the day, but just a little bit more meat on the bones of the contest.
Yeah, this was incredible, and actually was great tennis from both girls all the way till the end. I thought Caroline changed up the tactic beautifully in that 2nd set, started to be super aggressive on that forehand side. And also I like that change, mixing it up, few kick serves as first serve just to keep the percentage high up. And she has to be so proud because there were some tough moments in the end of the 3rd set, but she managed to go through.
She needed 6 match points, Fabrice, to get the job done, but she turned it around and she got the job done.
Yes, and I was close to court Philippe Chatrier for the end of the match, and you can see on Caroline's face, she was under pressure, very tight. She hit a frame forehand and then a double fault on the match point, and you can feel a lot of pressure and emotion.
It's crossing the line. It's getting that winning point. It's finishing things off. Nadia Podorowski, maybe this is a name we need to remember. She's from Argentina. She came through qualifying, Daniela, and she beat Anna Katerina Schmedlova, who beat Venus Williams and Victoria Azarenka in her first 2 rounds.
Yeah, well, this is one of the beauties about Roland-Garros. There's going to be always unexpected results, and seeing who's Schmidlova beaten in the previous 2 rounds, you would have thought she was the clear favorite, but that's also what the pressure and expectations do to you. Suddenly you are the favorite in the matches. You don't have any more nothing to lose, and then it's a completely different matchup. But yes, all the credit to her opponent, because it's a name, definitely Podorska, that we should remember coming all the way from the qualis.
She's on an 11-match unbeaten run, Fabrice, and this was her 41st match of 2020.
That's a great performance, and as Daniela said, I mean, it's not easy when you have 2 tough matches in the first 2 rounds, and then you said, this one I have to win. I don't know you during your career if you prefer to be favorite or outsider.
Definitely outsider. I think there is so much less energy mentally you're spending, and it's always easier to be in that position.
And it was the outsider in terms of, it was the unseeded player who beat the seeded player here, Fabrice, with Lorenzo Sonego coming out on top against Taylor Fritz.
Another very talented Italian player, and there's so many Italian players in the main draw playing very well and advancing in the draw. And we can talk about Berrettini, of course, but Fognini who lost early. And I asked Berrettini a few days ago why there's so many Italian players in the main draw, and he answered the reason is simple. A few years ago, Cecchinato reached a semi-final here, and we said if Marco did it, we can all do it.
Sometimes it just takes something like that, but it's amazing. At the age of 24, Matteo Berrettini is now being looked as the old man of this bunch coming through.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that all the attention was on Matteo starting from last year, saying he didn't really have the time to really enjoy that spotlight, because suddenly, there are other 6, 7 amazing players coming at the same time. We saw it already during the Rome tournament, and it's beautiful how they are able to follow it out. But how about this tiebreak? One of the longest ever?
It took 30 minutes to complete the tiebreak from start to finish. Devastating to come off on the losing end of a tiebreak like this, but Fabrice, this was a set in itself.
Yes. 1917, it doesn't happen very often, and you can see how happy is Sonego, of course, after the match point, because going in the 4th set can change the result.
Yeah, absolutely. So congratulations to Lorenzo Sonego. You heard his celebration when he closed out an epic tiebreak. Absolute delight. And with it, he takes down the 27th seed in Taylor Fritz. Matches are being completed all around us. We had Hugo Gaston defeating Stan Wawrinka at the top of the show. Now around the middle part of the show, we can cross back to Philippe Chatrier, where we find Eli, and we have a result, Eli.
Yeah, no miracle on court Philippe Chatrier. No Cinderella story here. Rafa Nadal straight to business and taking care of the work. 6-1, 6-4, 6-love, an hour 35. Very, very, very confident. Rafael Nadal playing some amazing tennis. There was no messing around. He is hitting the ball very, very hard. And personally, I mean, I've seen the guy play a lot. He is playing very, very well again. And I mean, he's favored to win the tournament. That's an obvious statement, but he's looking really favorite right now.
Eli, thank you very much. So no problems for Rafa Nadal, no problems with Dominic Thiem a little bit earlier. Now, a short while ago, we saw Lorenzo Sonego, and we did bring up Matteo Berrettini, and we touched on the Italians, which is just as well, because it is the focus of this evening's Eye of Daniela. What is it about the Italians has got you wanting to talk about them, Daniela?
Well, I don't know how much time we've got, but I think there are so many reasons for it. Being really lucky and blessed, training in Italy for so many years, you can just feel the atmosphere in the clubs. That's, I think, to me, the number one thing. No matter if it's professionals or amateurs, you come to the club and there is so much love, passion, enthusiasm for the sport, no matter the level. So I think just growing up for the young players naturally in this kind of environment, you know you are playing for the right values, which is really just enjoying the sport. Number one thing, I think they are not afraid to help each other. We see a group of younger coaches that back in the days, they played challengers and they didn't have it the easy way. They had to really stay together because, you know, they didn't have maybe much money, not too many other coaches or trainers traveling with them. So they become really good and they share their informations while they're training their players. So I think, you know, they really stick together, almost like playing a Davis Cup in the tournaments. And the third thing is, just like Fabrice was saying with Matteo Berrettini, it was enough for them to see Marco Cecchinato doing well here a couple of years ago. Suddenly they all believe they can do the same. So I think it's that support between themselves and pushing each other, plus that enjoyment that you have in the clubs, that when you come to the tournaments, you almost feel like you're not only playing for yourself, for your nationality, but also for all those members that you know that they are watching you and following you.
And a lot of people
Agree completely with you. I mean, it's a real family. The Italian tennis.
It's a
family.
tradition.
Yes.
And also, I think the setup. I mean, every single village you go to in Italy, you know you're going to find 3 places: a church, a good coffee place, and a tennis club, isn't it? So, I mean, the chances that they're going to be a lot of young players playing are pretty high. Plus, they enjoy the sport so much.
And a lot of people, Fabrice, talk about the infrastructure of Italian tennis. There are challenges all across Italy. So these young players don't have to travel far and wide. They can pretty much stay at home.
Very important point, of course, when you arrive on the tour and you are able to take your car and play the tournament, get your first ATP points. It's a big difference because you don't need that much money to get your first point, and then you play a challenger and you can keep growing and practicing. And no, it's a very, very important point.
So the Italians, some of them, march on. For Stefano Travaglia, it was always going to be very difficult about Rafa Nadal, but you saw the win for Lorenzo Sonego, and there are more Italians to come. It's that time of the show when we delve into the world of social media. Now, Alex was very disappointed last night because the Eiffel Tower didn't feature, and it's featured every night, everywhere, in every post. So I'm wondering if there might be something concerning that, surrounding that this evening.
Yes, thank you, Gigi, for the reminder. Hello and good evening, everyone. It's been a very soggy day here in Paris, but here's what's been brightening up social media. Now, here you go, Gigi. I felt really bad that the Eiffel Tower didn't make the show yesterday. I made sure of it today. Here's home hope Caro Garcia, who came through that epic earlier against Elise Mertens, enjoying that magnifique hotel view. Not bad, right? Then, as mentioned, 2018 champion Simona Halep stormed through past Anisimova. The top seed tweeted a special message to her coach. Happy birthday, Darren Cahill. Not a bad gift, right, D? The top seed also tweeted she's happy to have Roland-Garros twice a year, summer and autumn. I'll see what I can do, Simona. And finally, Iga Swiatek, as you've said, has been putting all the football skills to shame, all of our football skills to shame. And the Pole defeated Bouchard in straight sets to book a last 16 spot against Halep. So back in the studio, has Swiatek got what it takes to trouble Halep? All yours, Gigi.
Oh, and thank you for the Eiffel Tower picture. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
It's a beautiful backdrop to have. Right, let's start with the Swiatek question. Can she trouble Halep? You did touch on it a little bit in the highlights.
Yeah, well, with all my respect, the way Simona has played today, I don't think so. She's a very clear favorite, as Fabrice said, to win the title. And she's now in the second week where I believe she becomes even more dangerous because the belief starts to grow even more so. And like I said, everyone knows what a huge fan I'm of Simo's game. So maybe it's going to be close, but still I feel like Simo's going to get through that one.
And Fabrice, we know about your skills on a tennis court. What about with the football? Because we saw Iga there pretty skillful. You like football, but are you skillful with a ball?
I'm okay. If I have the good shoes, I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but one foot only the left one. Only
just the left foot.
Only the left, yes.
Okay, maybe later in the tournament.
Sure.
Going back to that Eiffel photo, though, I feel like this is the time of the year we all see the tree picture, the pumpkin soup or pumpkin cake or anything to do with that, and now it's the Eiffel Tower during Roland-Garros. I just wonder who stays on the other side of the hotel because it seems like everyone has this view, right?
You're right.
Or maybe there is one room and everyone comes to do the selfies there.
No, they can't be doing that.
Well,
coaches on the other side.
Yeah.
Players on the good side.
Yeah, they're on the Eiffel Tower side, coaches on the other side, no mixing in rooms. Right, moving on live at Roland-Garros, it's time for our question of the day. Okay, so today we have for you, and this was Fabrice's question from yesterday, is it fair play to aim at your opponent when you're both very close to the net? Fabrice, you are saying yes or no on this one, and why?
I think if your opponent fakes the game, it's fair play. If he moves back and he shows his back, you can't play on him.
Okay.
But if he's into the point, you can play anywhere.
Even if you've got other options, you still think it's all right to aim?
there's many options, and playing on him is one of these.
Okay, so you count it as one of your fair options.
I
Daniela.
can't believe if he actually made it through all the way to win the Roland-Garros, because you know what my rule was, especially in mixed doubles. If my opponent ever hit the girl, I would literally stop the point.
So this was last year.
Yeah, I just don't think it's right, especially when you have the option. Why to do that? And like I said, for me, you remember that I said it in the first match, and whoever I played with in mixed doubles, that I prefer my partner to miss the ball than to hit the girl, because I know how it felt when the guys on the other side of the court did it to me, and you know, it was more about fun, not really.
But what about singles?
No, I still don't agree with it. I think it's, you know, it's one of the qualities of our sport. It's the class, it's the elegance when we go back in the history. And if you have
I know
the
I'm
choice,
not elegant, thank you.
If it's out of...
I'm not class, thank you.
No, I mean, you know what I mean. Yes, I don't agree with
Okay, I have
it.
to go, sorry.
I think it's a really good time to hear from Dominic team's coach, Nicolas Massou, talk about his own experiences when it comes to fair play in tennis.
Normally you don't try to hit the other guy or the opponent. Sometimes you take a decision, and the other guy, for example, go to the same way that you hit the ball, and sometimes you hit it, but it's not on purpose, you know. But it depends. Not all the situations are the same, you know, and not all the matches are the same, and all the relationships are the same also between the players. It's not so easy to stay calm all the time, because there's a lot of pressure, a lot of moments. But at the end, all the people and all the players respect each other. I think that you can see it in the tournaments. And if something happened during the match, the next 24 hours is finished. You know, it's something inside the court.
Okay, so what he said, if it's 4 in the third, and if you don't like your opponent, you're allowed to do it.
But also what I love is that after 24 hours it's forgotten. Well, not on the women's tour.
Really.
But yes, I think it depends so much against who you're playing. Yeah. Of course, if it's like out of reflex and if the ball is coming fast and you don't have time to think, that's another thing. But I still stand by my
Would you
choice.
have pulled out, you would genuinely have pulled out of a partnership if you'd seen your partner do that?
In mixed doubles, the yellow card, and then I'm like, I'm done.
Yes?
Well, you should know. I mean, but to all the fairness, Fabrizio was always super nice.
Mixed double, I was very, even if I said yes for this,
yeah.
regarding this question, on mixed double, I never played
ever
on
had
the
a
girl
problem.
hard.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's see what the people who have been voting think about this. Yes or no? Is it fair play?
What?
Yes, 65%.
Oh, wow, we've got a very competitive fans, don't we?
Yeah, I think we have.
So now that means all the club members will... Well, I don't like this stat here. What is
you
this?
don't like that stat? Yeah, well, you've got it. It's only day 6.
Dania, I have to rethink my questions.
It's only day 6. You have time to go ahead in this one. But thank you very much for voting. There'll be a new question of the day every day. Now we're continuing with our player theme. We've been talking about keeping busy in these very different and difficult times. And this evening's question revolves around social media.
Hold on.
I follow a lot of people, I think quite a bit, but one of my favorite is interior design and like house designs to follow. And there's this dog, I don't know, it's like Rasta something dog from Switzerland, this beautiful white dog, and he has like the best photos, my favorite.
Mostly I'm on Twitch, so I'm following all my Twitch friends.
Account that I follow the most, I would say like travel accounts or Architectural Digest probably.
433.
On Instagram, I'm just looking on the search feed, and that's it.
I'm playing video game on my phone that is called Battle of Geniuses, and it's like a quiz game online, so I really spend a lot of time in it and I really like it.
I'm trying to not be there that often, but I mean, social media, I think Instagram was my favorite, and still I go there, not the rest, but, and also I use WhatsApp a lot. So, but social media, I think maybe for us as a tennis players is sometimes dangerous. We spend too much time because we have a lot of time when we wait for our matches and stuff, so I try just to not go that much.
It's not just tennis players. Daniela didn't have her phone yesterday. You said it was quite freeing not to have your phone for a day.
Oh, it was unbelievable, the best feeling. But I totally agree with Carolina. I think for tennis players, it's so important to try to stay away from that and just really focus on the game, especially during the tournaments. And I think we are very lucky that during our times, sounding so old, that it wasn't really around that much.
Did you have a phone when you were playing?
When I started, there was no phone, so...
Oh, wow, okay,
Yeah,
now
I
we
saw-
go
I
way
played
back.
I played French
I felt
Now
already
we've gone back.
embarrassed saying that there was no social media. In your times, there was,
Was
not
no
even
phone, not even
Oh, it was
social
just the
media.
postcards, right, and
I
letters.
played the French Open in 1989.
What? I was
1989, yes. So when I played the French Open, I mean, it was not even
But wasn't it
far from
good?
Instagram or Facebook. This
But
kind
it was
of
good, right? In a way? No,
yes, I
too
was
much.
reading. I was visiting the cities around. It was nice. Nice
Beautiful.
period.
I just want to point out that what is Gail following? Is that a new thing that we
Twitch.
don't Twitch?
I don't know.
Let us know,
It's
please.
three of us, just
Not a
old,
clue.
Sorry, guys.
out of touch. We don't know what Twitch is. But Eli, do you know what Twitch is?
Of course I know what Twitch is. Come on, guys. Twitch is a social network of gamers. Okay, and Gaël Monfils, huge gamer. So it's a social network where you can go and watch people play and also talk with the people while you're playing. It's a total gamer thing. Okay, so Gaël Monfils big on video games. I'm not that big on video games, although I know what's up. I'm on court Suzanne Lenglen. We went back and forth, and we're back here now. Got a good workout. It is Sasha Zverev against Marco Cecchinato. Semi-finalist here a couple of years ago. He's now on 10 in the world. And place emptied out nicely. It's actually drizzling again. And I'm worried that these guys aren't going to be able to play for much longer. What I do know is that Philippe and I are going to go take cover because I feel that the rain is sort of starting to come down a bit harder. And I love you guys, but now it's time to take cover. So I'll see you tomorrow.
I feel I should keep asking you questions, but Eli, thank you for keeping us young and relevant and teaching us about Twitch. Right, the order of play, we know what that is. We can deal with the order of play. Philippe Chatrier and Susan Lenglen. Let's see what is coming your way tomorrow. And I'm going to get, obviously, Fabrice and Daniela to pick out their match. So, Daniela, you can start with Philippe Chatrier, the match for you there.
Well, I think I go with Novak Djokovic, obviously, because he's the one to watch in this tournament, and just see how well he can play after that incredible performance from his last round.
I pick up the Spanish battle. Bautista Agut, Carreño Busta. Could be a very, very long match.
Yeah, it could be, actually. That one could run and run. Fabrice, thank you. Go
Thank you,
and
Gigi.
take cover before the rain starts. And Daniela will maybe go and play some Twitch a little bit.
Whatever that is,
Although
sure.
we still don't know what that is. And thank you very much for your company. You can get in touch with us using the hashtag #LiveAtRG. Follow the Roland-Garros social media channels. We are with you nightly from 7. And watch out tomorrow for another question of the day that you can vote on. But until next time, take care. Thank you for your company. Bye for now.